If she can count back 11 days from her period, that usually tells her fertility cycle. Add 10 days, and that should tell us when this happened. And if that's too confusing, then maybe she can get an ultrasound, and that usually tells the week of conception.
Well, she's already had the ultrasound.
Oh.
Okay, Sistas fans. Now I'm going to be taking information from the synopsis of episode 8 and 11 about Karen. This week's episode, Pushed to the Limit, Karen regains her independence and figures out who the father is on her own. So I'm guessing that regaining her independence means trying to get away from her mom, who's watching her like a hawk, and the figuring out who the father is on her own. That part I'm skeptical about. Like, does Miss Lisa tell her what Fatima said last week about, counting this and that to figure out who the daddy is? But then it isn't until episode 11, Dead to Rights, which won't air until December 21st. Basically Christmas, right before Christmas. Karen learns who the father of her unborn child is. I said this in my synopsis breakdown video for episode 11. Bet money we won't find out. Karen's going to learn, but we won't. We're going to have to wait. And Tyler's going to try to dangle that over our heads in order to keep us enticed for episode 12 to drop sometime in 2023. I know for me personally, I think this is very bad. Not for Karen to find out who the father is, but for her to do it on her own. Because in her mind, she's so dead set on... I want to be honest here. The more she says it, the less convincing she sounds that it's actually Zach's baby. It just sounds like at this point, she's made her bed and she's going to lie in it, metaphorically and physically. That, you know what? In my mind, I've made up the decision that Zach is the father of this child. But she's looking for every excuse not to get medical confirmation because this is her way of holding some form of leverage or to have any kind of hold over Zach in order to still have a way to insert herself into his life, even though Fatima made it clear, hey, you two are over and you better stop popping up at our house unannounced like that. So I think if she found out the baby wasn't Zach's, she would still act like it is. Keep in mind, even after learning from the doctor, a medical professional, that there is a timeline. Aaron's timeline is correct, meaning that one of them could be the father. It's not 100% on either side. She still did not let Zach know. When she did go over to his house after the doctor's appointment and whatnot, that night last season, she said, we need to talk about this baby. Because, again, she never confirmed that it could be either yours or Aaron's. It wasn't until this past episode when the ultrasound and whatnot was brought up and Aaron said the timeline is too close. It was the same week, so it could be either one of us. So from there, it's just a matter of let's figure out what to do next. So I don't think Karen will tell the truth right away if it isn't Zach's baby. If it's Zach's baby, hey, I did the timeline, Zach, you the daddy. But if it isn't Zach, she will take that to her grave. Even if, let's say let's say she literally died before the, baby was born or whatever. She will deny it. She will do whatever it takes. But Mama gonna figure it out because Mama's on the case. Ms. Lisa gonna figure out what's going down because remember, even though she now knows that Karen has been raising hell and causing a lot of stress for herself, I have no doubt Ms. Lisa wants to know because remember in the damn preview for this week, I know the baby's Zach's. Well, what did the doctor say? You know what? Don't worry about it. I will call myself. So while Karen might try to figure it out by herself, what's done in the dark is going to come to the light. So we'll just have to wait and see. But what do you think? And it still just doesn't make sense to me about her going on about how bad Zach, and I'm not denying Zach wasn't, a scumbag when they were together, but for someone who's caused you so much pain and whatnot, and how you feel like he's ruined your ability to love anyone else, you really want this man to be the father of your baby? Really? Come on. All right, well, like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Do you think Karen's going to come clean with who the daddy is? Do you think it's neither Zach or Aaron? Who knows? But let's discuss it, and I'll catch you in the next one.